I can try.
Best pure thrower of football that you've ever seen?
Gosh, I don't know if I can settle that one. That's one. I would give you a list of all my favorite guys. Oh, gosh. Well, Rodgers is probably up there. Marino, maybe Aikman, as far as just the way it came out of their hand. Those are the first three that popped in my head. I could give you about 8 or 9 more. Make it and not settle the argument.
How big of a deal to you, in-season awards, in-season recognition? How big a deal?
No, not a big deal. I mean, you're always appreciative. Again, I think all those things are it's a recognition of the team, recognition of our offense last week, our team, the way we played. We got way more things to concern ourselves with, but I do think when you see guys get recognized as the season goes, it means the team is doing some good things.
Did you get a chance to talk to Casey Hayward before he left?
I did not before he left. I was able to send him a quick note. He's obviously in a terrible, tough time, he and his family. So I was just able to send him a note, tell him we're thinking about him, praying for him, but did not get to see him.
So statistically speaking, Cleveland's defense ranks pretty high in certain categories. What do you see from them?
I mean, it's a good group. I mean, obviously there's some talented young players, a couple veteran guys. I mean, they just play hard. They play hard. It's a typical Greg Williams style of defense. They're very multiple in what they do, blitz-wise, scheme-wise. They never let you get comfortable. And, I know I said this last year, and shoot, they beat us last year. Going into the game last year, I know there's no way to sugarcoat their record, but just watching the tape, I mean, every game they're in, every game they cause problems, every game they cause turnovers. So we know who's coming in here, and we got to be ready to, regroup from our last couple of weeks, coming off a long weekend, and zero in on the Browns.
Has that game been talked about as a point of motivation at all this week?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't think we need any motivation. I mean, we've gone from 0-4 and 4 games back to 5-6 and 1 game back, and with 5 to play and everything really in front of us. So I don't know that there's any more motivation needed. But I do think that if there's such a thing as any of our guys looking at opposing teams' record, we can quickly point to last year as showing that doesn't matter.
You've got the wild card and the division in your sights. In baseball, they call it scoreboard watching. Are you at that point here now?
The only scoreboard I'm concerned with really is ours. I think all the scoreboard watching, really, if we control what we have an opportunity to, then we don't really need to watch any other scoreboards. I mean, it's controlling what we can control, and I don't really like to even watch ours. I think we've really, Coach Lynn's done a good job of getting that message to the guys of let's not worry about the score and all that. Let's just focus on our business one play at a time, and about playing our best. And if we do that, it'll be enough. And I think it's been enough. It's been enough certainly in the last 5. And we need to, or the 5 wins we have, we need to bear down here starting this week with these last 5 and see what happens.
Phil, considering where you were at 0-4 earlier this season, to be in this position now where you control what you control, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's quite a contrast of emotions and the way we felt. Because at 0-4, I mean, I remember even making the comment that let's not even worry about catching anybody. Let's just win a game. Let's just it was really having to go to that mode, and we did. And I think we kind of stayed in that mode. But I think it's also good now to acknowledge we have a young team. We have we've won some games. Also, not to try to have blinders on. Let's go ahead and acknowledge what's out there. This can be an exciting December. All that's there for us that you set out to at the beginning of the year. Don't try to pretend like that's not there. I think it's better to embrace that, but then also still maintain the focus week to week. But yeah, it's certainly a long way from 0-4. And we still have a long way to go, but it is exciting and the opportunity that we have right here in front of us.
I'll be the bad guy here. Eli Manning yesterday, the team decided to move in a different direction. His streak is going to end. Obviously, a guy whose career yours is super intertwined with. What was your reaction to hearing about that? Did you get a chance to reach out?
Yeah, I hadn't got to reach out yet. I honestly thought it was pathetic, really. A guy, he's been out there 210 straight games with no telling how many bumps and bruises and injuries for his team. won 2 Super Bowls, MVPs. The respect he's had in the locker room over the years, really the respect he's gained throughout the league. You feel like the guys earned the opportunity if they are deciding, in fact, to go another direction. You feel like he's earned the opportunity to finish off these last 5 weeks. Obviously, I know they hadn't had the season they want, but shoot, they've had a lot of their guys hurt. So I just thought it was too bad the way it was handled, and then certainly, Eli we're not close buddies, but as a friend, as a fellow quarterback, it was tough to watch him yesterday. You can only imagine how he felt, but he handled it like a pro, like he's handled everything. But you hate to see him not get to. You feel like he's earned that. He's earned that to be able to go out there these last 5 weeks.
As a guy, being intertwined so closely with him, is it hard not to look at that and look at your athletic mortality, so to speak?
Well, I'm very thankful that I've been able to be out there every week that I've had the opportunity since 2006. But I don't take it for granted. A lot of it's, again, I've been blessed to be healthy enough to be out there, and there's probably a little element of toughness, I guess, thrown in there. And then it's a heck of a job by your teammates that all collectively help you stay upright and out there. But Eli and Peyton both, and you think about those 2 Mannings, what they've done, over 400-something games. Those guys were out there in a row. It speaks to their toughness, their competitiveness, and I think, too, just their commitment to their team. Because I think that's what – and obviously there's some injuries you can't help. But just a commitment to the team in every situation they've been in the good years and the tough years. He's been out there fighting for their team. And I mentioned Peyton just because I think it's pretty special to see 2 brothers up there where they were in consecutive games. But I thought about since hearing the news yesterday. I've thought about him quite a bit because it's something you just you didn't necessarily expect. So it was a surprising news in a way, and then you immediately had felt for him.
Philip, coming off one of the best games of your career, able to spread the ball around, how are you feeling right now about the balance you're able to show on offense with your playmakers and the playoff surge coming in?
We feel good about where we're headed offensively. We finally have put it together a little more consistently, put more points on the board. That's something I feel like we've talked about every week, and now 2 weeks in a row, with help from our defense, obviously. But we've put a few more points on the board. Last week could have been, should have been probably in the 40s. But just a little better rhythm, a little better flow, and hopefully we can continue that. It's a challenge every week, though. And, I think we understand that, and nobody in that locker room is relaxing right now. We know what's ahead. We have no time to relax. If we're sitting at 9-2, like some of these teams, then you can afford a hiccup if you have one. But based on what happened in the start, we know that each week is critical, and we'll approach them that way.
You were 0-4, and they're now 0-11.
You were making that one up as you went.
He's equalizing.
Being on a team, what's the atmosphere to be on a team like that where there's a lot of anxiety, pressure? You're just fighting to get that first win.
Yeah, well, I can only imagine. I mean, obviously those guys are pros in that locker room, and it's been tough. Shoot, there's no denying that. I'm sure those guys wouldn't deny that. But I think the thing you see is you see them go out there and compete and get after it every week. And again, you keep turning on the film and you see all these scores that are tied into the third quarter and the fourth quarter. You see a lot of close games where they've had opportunities to win. So we know we're getting an NFL football team coming in here with pro players that we have respect for, and they haven't been on the winning side of the scoreboard in these games, but they were last year when we played them. So we also know what that was like, and we know this is the NFL, and any week, and it's been a tough stretch for them. But by no means is there a lack of respect or lack of or not being aware of the challenge ahead. We know we gotta go play good football to find a way to win.
Philip, you guys have been in this position before where you needed a few things to happen and then you also control your part of destiny. Does this team feel different, maybe just in terms of health and playmaking ability at all to that too?
I think we've maybe in some ways it feels a little bit like 13 did. It was a little bit. We were 6-6. I want to say that year at one point. It was a little bit a little bit touch and go as the year went also, and then we really got hot there at the end and snuck in there. Maybe that way. I think we're just to me, we're making a lot more plays on both sides of the ball, a lot more big plays. I mean, you're talking about defense is scoring now. Seems like they've scored now a handful of weeks in a row. They're taking the ball away, and offensively, the plays that our guys are making and the guys up front, you might get up a sack in a couple weeks. I just think we're playing even more consistent and really playing smarter. I just think we're playing winning football right now. But again, that can change in a hurry. We know how this league is. All of a sudden you drop a couple in a row, and then we're going, I remember how close we were. So I think it's just key to acknowledge what's out there, but then really kind of say, all right, let's huddle back up and just go find a way to win one game, and we'll try to do it again week after week.
When defense does score, how much does that trickle onto momentum for you and the rest of the offense?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, I think, again, they scored to start the game against Buffalo last week. We're on the sideline talking about, what situation we're going to be in offensively. Let's keep the pressure on. Let's not back off the gas. And then Dez intercepts it, runs back for a touchdown. It kind of changes everything there. So it's huge. It's huge. I think too. I've been on the other end of those too. When you turn it over for a touchdown, it takes a toll on that offense, the opposing offense too. So it's been an exciting defense to watch from the sideline. Just all the big plays they're making. You never know who's going to make the next big play, and I think they're really feeding off that with one another. It's been an exciting group to watch.
Keenan Allen have had back-to-back monster games. He's had 23 catches last 2 games. For a guy who came back from injury twice, the way he did, what impresses you about his competitiveness in the way that he's done that?
Well, I think credit to him for how he rehabbed and got himself back healthy, and then not only that, the way he practiced this offseason and through training camp was, I don't know if you gave out a training camp Warrior Award, just the way he practiced each and every day. I don't know that he had a day or two off maybe, and I don't even think it was related to the knee injury he was coming off of. And you've seen some of the cuts he's made here really all year, but just the past couple of weeks, I mean, just you see that he's healthy, and I know he feels healthy. And it's been great having him out there. He's having a heck of a year. We're going to need him down the stretch. I don't know if we can keep that pace that we've gotten going the last 2 weeks. If we do, we should be in pretty good shape. But he's came back. He was devastated really last year, losing him in that first game because he was started off last year like he's played these last 2 games. So he's playing well. He's playing well, and he's really. I always try to preface this by saying not that he wasn't a pro, but he was really learning to be a pro, and he's turned himself into a heck of a pro. Just the way his whole approach, and it's been awesome to see.
You often hear him described as a great route runner. In your estimation, why is that?
Well, one, it just is, he's got great instincts, so he understands how to get open. Just like if you're on a basketball court and a guy's covering you, guy's guarding you, how are you going to get free? He just has great instincts and really athletic ability in knowing how to separate. And I think that to me is what separates receivers. What makes them different is can one-on-one coverage. Can you find a way to create separation? Because from back here, that separation is what really gives you the confidence. That he's becoming open, he's going to be open, and when you see it over and over and over and over, it allows you to throw it even earlier and earlier. And I think added on to that, athletic ability and instincts is just his understanding of the game. He can tell you, he knows every spot out there, not only in the wide receiver group. I bet he could tell you some of the things that are going on up front and at the running back position. And I think that there really takes you to a whole new level when you're understanding defenses and what everybody's job is and what's the point of the play. Then you take the ability and instincts, and it even goes even further. Good.